Mine was moist as hell. I wasn't home that long before you got there. A little bit, yes.
You sailed away and left me with nothing to say. You already knew I would come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me, but you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me, but you did not. So I fell
On my
asleep
computer.
with a broken heart.
Online.
Oh, there we go.
Cool. Everybody gets it at a different time.
Isn't that just like
Hey,
life?
hey, don't see myself for some reason.
There
There,
we go.
there he is. And could you get the beautiful Miss Christie and the lovely Sean
In the shop.
in the shop,
Not too
please?
much to ask.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey, you guys look pretty bright today. You guys have a good day today?
We did.
Okay.
How was your day?
It was good. It was good. We got a lot accomplished. Hey, this is the Recovery Room. I'm T-Bone.
Christy?
Minister Sean in the house.
We
Hello,
are
hello.
here to talk to you about a little bit of everything. But
That's what
we
we
are
do.
the Recovery Room. We talk primarily about recovery. We talk about prevention. We talk about treatment. We talk about recovery. We talk about wellness. We talk about some things that you can do. We talk about some things that are happening in the world that are having an effect on us as human beings, and how you may get through it. You know. Let's see, today's topic, and if you're not a member of the Recovery Room family yet, please take the time to go to your search engine and type in the Recovery Room, and a little dude in the bed will pop up, and join the group, because most times there's a lot of great information. People are sharing their strength and their hope and their experience. And they're also sharing, some emotional stuff, but they're sharing some hope. And so go there, and if you got something you'd like to share with the group, please do. But keep it real. We're not here. There's no anger. There's no pointing fingers. But if you got some stuff going on, you need to talk about it. That's fine. We can do that. But
We're real, we're honest, we're support. We're,
everybody's welcome. But I don't really want to do anger. There.
there's no room for, there's no reason for anger and where we're at. We're more understanding and just real.
So, some places, like, you call up and you just had to have someone to talk to, and you're like, look, I feel like drinking or using whatever else, and they're like, you just like, no, and you just don't do it, and
Yeah.
we're not like that.
Yeah. Hey, listen. The reality is that there's got to be a soft place to land. I mean, I'm asked on a consistent basis. I went from either a parent or a spouse or whatever. Like, I'm at my wit's end, and I don't know what to do. What do I do? And my answer is always just love them through it. I mean, even if it's tough love. I mean, the reality is you got to love the people through it. I mean, because at the end of the day, what you do want is for them to come out of the darkness and the pain of the addiction. But what you don't want is for them to maybe pass away, and you have to say to yourself, did I do everything that I can do? Or if I only had if you know that you've loved them through it, you know that you've done all that you can do.
And speaking of love, call them up and say, hey, I was thinking about you, I love you.
Yeah.
Because
that love is
you
a
might not
cool
get that
thing.
chance again.
Yeah, I mean that love word, that four-letter word love. I mean, I think that if we had more of it, a lot of the situations that we're going through with all the stuff, race relations, home, domestic situations, child ring. I mean, if there was a whole lot more love in those situations, then they would actually turn out the way that they're supposed to turn out. But when you add anger and violence and all that, it's never a good picture. And so again, getting back to the recovery room, on there pretty much on a daily basis, we post a topic for the day. And today's topic is addition by subtraction. Addition by subtraction. And then it sounds crazy, right? It sounds like nothing that you learned in elementary school. But I think the simplest version of it is what they talk about in the rooms, right? What do you got to get rid of first? People, places, and things. Okay, so subtraction, right? You got to subtract those things from the equation, right? And so basically, you have to change the people, change the places, change the things to add to your life, because I guarantee you, once you get a whole bunch of that stress out of, Christy and I were having a conversation today about her recovery, and not necessarily her recovery as much as that defining moment or that defining decision that made the difference in her finally getting to a place where she's clean and sober. And one of those things was giving up a lot of the people, the emotions, the triggers that exist. Give them up, subtract them, and then you add peace of mind.
And the craziest part that I found was that it wasn't even namely my dope dealers or my drug associates or my using associates or friends, which you would think of as your playmates or playgrounds or people and places. So namely, I got rid of those first, but so by doing so, okay, I got rid of those. Okay, that took that away, but then it was still my triggers and my stressful things around me that still then made me want to use. So I wasn't using, but then it was what would make me run and relapse. So by taking away those things that I was keeping around me, thinking, okay, these are my reasons for getting clean, but by keeping them around me, by trying to prove myself. And what was that quote that I had the other day that was like, once you quit trying to prove yourself, there's nothing to prove, and once you can get to that point, God, that letting that go is beautiful. Yeah. But I finally had to walk away and distance myself from those people too.
And she doesn't want to say it, but the reality is that sometimes it's the people closest to you.
And it is,
sometimes
and
it's
it
a mother,
hurts.
Sometimes it's a father, sometimes it's a sister.
Sometimes it's your own children.
Your children. I mean,
And it sucks, but you have to figure, okay, I have to do this for myself, and it goes back to that self-love and that self-care, and becoming as much of addiction being that selfish disease, and it is, as much as it's selfish in that way as self-destruction, you almost have to then take it in that self-care for a moment, because you have to self-improve before you can self-improve to self-care for anyone else.
Yeah, well, it's like the on the plane, right? If a plane is going down, you're going down anyway. But if the plane's going down, they suggest that when the oxygen mask comes down, they suggest that you put the mask on yourself first. You don't put it on that baby, or you don't put it on the person next to you. Save yourself first, so that you can be conscious, and then maybe make a rational decision that will end up helping everybody else. And so it sounds selfish, but it's not. I mean, it is necessary. if you're going to recover, it's necessary. You got to find your self-worth. You know, you got to find that thing that motivates you. You know, there's a quote that we got today, and I don't know if we can, if you see them, Don, but there's one that says something about what sets your soul on fire. You know, you got to find you before you can do anything to anybody else. You got to be able to love yourself before you can love anybody else, and that's just the way it is. And it's so nice, and it's not any kind of egotistical, selfish type of thing. It is the necessary ingredient in the recovery cake. Otherwise, the cake don't rise. It's like yeast. You know. So, you know, forget about what people have said about you, but even forget about what you think about yourself at this point. Start realizing that you are a valuable human being and that you deserve the best that life has to offer. And it doesn't matter how far you've fallen down. You've all seen the before and afters. Man, I've seen so many great before and afters, I can't tell you. I mean, you can't imagine this person that was all methed out, that got 5 months clean and a total miraculous recovery. It's like Lazarus or Jesus or something.
The other day, Chrissy had posted a picture, and I only knew the Raven from the after picture, the current picture, not the before. And I saw it for the first time the other day, and I was like, wow.
Yes,
You
he
know?
said, that's Raven.
I was like, you know,
Oh.
and just a total, you know, obviously it was still the same person inside, but the drugs had consumed her, and luckily she, you know, turned her life
Beautiful.
around and got clean and everything else, and now is just as loving life.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Do we have comments today?
I know, I
I
had
was
to
getting
sign
stuff
back
off
on.
of mine, but that was because I'm on. I'm sharing onto my page, with my page.
Well, I don't know if you guys are commenting, and unfortunately I can't see it, and I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, hope you guys are out there. We know you're out there somehow.
Well, like I
see
said
us
there,
later.
so I'm getting tons on mine.
Okay, so you
So-
get comments. Let me see what's
Yeah.
happening on the phone. Maybe I'm getting them there. So anyway, addition by subtraction. I want to take it to a whole nother level here. I mean, I heard a story about some police officers that were fed up, and they were talking about just going postal and just wiping
Ooh.
out, all the protesters and all kinds of stuff. And one of the things was a racial thing they said, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but what brought to mind just where this whole addition by subtraction comes from is that somebody said that the white man is scared of the black man taking stuff from him. Whatever that means. But the point is that
Oh.
that makes no sense, because the reality, nobody's taking anything from you, because you what's yours is yours, and what's theirs is theirs. And if you would subtract that feeling, what the addition would be, you'd find some more really good friends. You know what I mean? You'll find some more really good people, and then all the hate and all that stuff would start to diminish, because it doesn't matter at this point in this life. Black people have come from such a vastly different place than where we are now, and so we're here. I don't know if you're watching the news, if you watch it, but when they do bring on all the police chiefs, it seems, are black. All the mayors, it seems, are black. So we've come a very long way, and so let's just be proud of what we've been able to accomplish as white and blacks together in this particular nation. You know, no, I don't want to take anything from any. I don't want anything other than what's mine, and neither does anybody else. Nobody wants anybody else's stuff.
I was watching the news, and there was a set of statues that had. It was like the first 5 black Republicans.
Hi, Barry.
And this was like in 1800 and something, whatever else, but they went through and they destroyed the black statues because Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, all of that is just so bizarre to me. Even, I mean, who cares? Who even walks? Who? The way that they're proposing it is like a black person walks by a statue of whoever it is, and they're offended.
Yeah.
They're offended. No, they're on their phone. You know, they're talking to somebody or texting somebody or doing something. That statue doesn't even really exist. And so we're taking stuff and blowing it all out of proportion. I meant to bring my helmet today. I ride around with a Rebel helmet on. And nobody says nothing because nobody cares about that crap. Some people do. Don't get me wrong.
But it's a thumbs up. It's like,
yeah.
But they think you're doing it in a form of protest, not you had it 6 months ago or whatever.
Yeah,
a year ago.
no, it's not even right now. No, it's just to me that, listen, some of my forefathers fought in the Confederate on the Confederate side, so don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? Some of us fought to maintain slavery ourselves. Some of the slaves said, "We're free." Oh my God! What are we gonna do now?
You gotta start paying taxes. No, I like it better the other way.
You know,
That's where I came from.
and so making light of it because a lot of people lost their lives and so forth and so on. But that was then. Uh-oh.
Oh.
I don't know why he's doing that.
All right, and then you're.
And then the pursuit of such
Oh, yeah, well, we'll leave it there. Leave it there.
Trying to.
Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire, baby. And that's for real. That's the real deal. Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. We got so much other stuff to think about than all the hate and prejudice and racism, because realistically it does not exist to the extent that the media and whoever else is perpetuated. It does not exist to that extent. I know for sure in my own life. Okay, and as far as this police thing, I have a company that we support police officers, and my experience has been different than one other black person experience. It's trying to make it seem like everybody's experience is the same. There's some white people that get beat. You ain't never seen cops? There's some white people that get beat up.
They're going to take that up there, they said.
No, it's already off, but before they took it off, there were white people getting beat up by the police too. You know, but I've been pulled over by the police, and they've apologized for pulling me over. Says, Mr. Rhodes, I'm so sorry we had to meet in this kind of way.
They
man.
let him go, but taking me to jail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I get pulled over with a white woman in the car.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why you got pulled over.
But it was no problem, no. You see, this is all I'm trying to say. Is I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm saying that it doesn't exist to the extent that they're trying to make it seem like it exists. Okay, so don't fall for that okie doke.
Here's what gets me. Okay, you just robbed somebody. You get a TV or whatever in the freaking back seat. You try to run from the popo. He's handcuffing you, and then you resist arrest. You fight. You get away from him, and then the cop shoots you or beats you down. And it's no longer, yeah, you messed up and broke the freaking law. Tried to beat up the.
Right.
And they beat another black man down. I don't care what color you are. You go steal something, get hit upside the freaking head. You know?
Yeah.
I don't care if you're white, black, Chinese.
Yeah, so, and that's true for I mean, you know, stop acting up, you know, and getting busted. And then there's absolutely no excuse for anybody killing anybody. But the reality is, stop creating these situations, man. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, my boy was sitting in his car, sleep drunk in the drive-thru. Doesn't mean he should be shot dead, but I mean, why the hell are you driving that way anyway? I mean, it's just a lot of stuff, man. We got to be realistic about it. I'm not pointing no fingers. I'm saying let's be realistic about it, okay? The first thing was wrong, and the second thing was wrong too, okay? And let's make that clear. Okay, and let's move on to what is real. What is real is that the majority of our relationships are between black and white or Spanish or whatever are all about us trying to coexist in a place where there's, you know, so much opportunity and then so much plight, you know. And my thing, like, if you would vote for me, what I would guarantee you is that nobody would be poor. Everybody would be above the poverty line at least. With whatever. I mean, you've already showed you can print as much money as you want to print, you know what I mean, and send it out to as many people as you want to send it to. You know, they've been talking about reparations forever. I don't care nothing about reparations, but what I do care about is that people being able to, even if you're working, you're being able to have a livable wage. I mean, you got people working 2 or 3 jobs
Let's still
to pay
can't-
gas to go to work. Because that's about what they're making. They make enough to pay the bills and to put gas in the car to go back to work.
I remember, when my daughter was growing up, and I was like, oh, get her in daycare, whatever else, and then go to work. I'm like, I almost had to get a second job just for my kid to be in daycare.
I mean, we just got to get these little things right. I mean, here we are. We're talking about recovery, right? And the biggest obstacle to recovery is insurance, and that makes absolutely no sense. That is just wrong. Okay, and we've got to figure that out. We've got people dying on the streets every day because they decided that okay, I'm ready, and some people need treatment, and so you got people that go and try to get in, but they can't get in because they don't have insurance. That's garbage. We got to find ways, minus insurance and not for people to get into recovery. We got Barry Cass on here. Barry, if you're still on, would you give us a call, please? You know my number. Barry Cass is a good friend of ours. We actually started a recovery room together a few years ago, and he's a peer counselor. And there's a lot of stuff that we need to talk about. So Barry, if you're still on there, give us a call. But the reality is that we've got to get people into treatment, and then after treatment, we've got to get them into sober living, clean living situations. That they can continue to thrive, because again, we know how the thing works. You come in to rehab, you're away from all the people because you did your subtraction, because none of those people are there. You got some other people around you that are trying to do the same thing you're doing, so you're surrounded
Barry
by
said he's calling.
peers. Okay. And then you're safe there, but then you get out.
And that's what I said one time. It's harder to get sober than it is to get high.
Hey, what's up, cuz? Hey, Buzzkill. Turn him up.
What are you guys talking about?
We're here talking about people getting into treatment and then secondarily into some kind of sober situation when they get out of treatment.
Yeah.
I'll have your phone on.
Important to take that first step.
Yeah, it's all right.
There's a lot of help out there for people who
Can
want
you hear him?
to reach out and get it. But it's hard to make that first move. It's very hard. But yeah, there's a lot of roadblocks to a lot of people. I heard you guys talking about the racism, and I see a lot of racism still
Yeah.
from different sources, and you got a lot against Hispanics mostly that I'm seeing. They're just picking on them because they're out. The Trumpers are out of the woodwork, and they're just attacking the more defenseless people. It's kind of bad. But we just try to keep everybody calm.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
it's out there. It's deep. I mean, it's what this country was founded on. That, and there's some people. Things are changing, and things are going to continue to change. But I think there's got to be a change with the healthcare system. We're like barbaric.
Amen.
Where insurance companies have got to go somehow because they're worthless. I mean, they're not doctors; they're insurance companies. They're telling people what they can and cannot do. And hopefully, we can get it right in November, and that's what I'm looking forward to. There's going to be some big changes, on the equal rights side, the civil rights side. But we're at a turning point right now. This country's falling apart with COVID. It's all over the place. People can't get a treatment. They can't get hospitalizations. I've been working for a whole lot. I'm more afraid of the hospital costs than of getting COVID. I don't care if I get COVID, but if I get in the hospital, it'll bankrupt everything I've ever done. Or owe $1 million. We shouldn't have to live with that fear.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to recovery. But you have to reach out. You have to spark somehow within. We're always here. I'm here at Centerstone. 24/7. My cell phone's always on for my clients if they need to reach out. But it's very important to just to keep trying.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
I never give up. You never give up.
Well, you of anybody knows Christie's stories well.
Yeah. And it's
What I'm gonna do tomorrow, Buzz, when you call, I'm gonna bring my speaker that I hook up to my phone so that we can hear you better.
Okay.
But I appreciate you calling in. I'll call you tomorrow and we'll talk about it, and then we'll get it right tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks for calling, man.
You got it.
All right.
Bye now.
I've got one that'll actually mount to the mic stand, with that little red one.
Yeah. So that way you could
It
be.
just won't, right.
All right, guys. So that's our friend Barry Cass, and we call him Buzzkill because he's one of those guys that if you walk in there and you're high,
He'll get you right.
He'll get you right.
He'll get you right. He's good people.
So I mean, you know, and there are resources out there, guys. You got to really be looking for them. But what we're working on right now is trying to be. I mean, what we started out being. We have a company called COPE International, and COPE stands for the Council on Opioid Prevention and Education. And we want it to be a resource. We want it to be something that you guys can reach out to and find places to go and the resources that you need to get clean. And so we're working on it. So just bear with us. But just know that if nobody's told you that they love you today, let us be the first one to tell you that we love you,
guys.
and that's what's necessary beyond each and everything. And so, you know, black people, you know, white people, red people, green people, listen, guys, we're all in this thing together. And you know, and what we're here to be are servants to one another. Okay, bond service. When the bond servant means that you're a servant all the time, not just when you're on the clock. Okay, so let's be the people that are concerned about other people. Let's take all the focus off of ourselves and do other people well. Because guess what? If your surroundings are good, if the people around you are happy, you stand a better chance of being happy. You know, but if you're just taking me, mine, and you know, all for yourself, that's what you're gonna find yourself with, is yourself. Okay, and you know, this whole COVID thing, I mean, it is one of the craziest things that we're ever going to have to deal with. But we're going to have to maintain an attitude of kindness and compassion and empathy throughout the whole thing, or otherwise this thing is going to go down. Because I don't know if you're watching the news, but they are planting the seeds of civil war. They're planting the seeds of hatred. They're planting the seeds of divisiveness, and you can't allow that to seep into your thinking. Because you know, my life has been anything other than, I've been blessed for my entire life to have friends that are black, white, and every other Asian and whatever. And a friend is a friend. It doesn't matter what their color is, but there's only one race.
The
Human
human.
race.
And that's the human race,
And
guys.
guys that know me or don't know me, I'm a minister, gun-toting, pig farmer,
We're just out there
redneck,
with pigs today.
and I let a black man live in my house.
Right.
I let a black man help save my life.
Yeah. No,
If you
yeah.
see color, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, because I mean, I get, it's like my dad used to say, right? He said, if you get in an accident, you get thrown out the car, and you land in the gutter, and you need some
Some
help,
blood.
you need some blood or some mouth to mouth or whatever. If you look up if the person is black or white or other than what you are you gonna say, oh no, I don't save me? No, you're not.
Now, don't get, last time I did CPR, the paramedic, she was drop dead gorgeous, so.
Please.
Thank you.
Yes. Open up your mouth.
Too much tongue, smack. But guys, there is no color.
Let's forget about it. Let's make this the best of times. See, this whole thing between, okay, starting with what this show is about, the opioid epidemic. The opioid epidemic is killing 175 people a day, along with corona. Okay, that alone we need to address, because right now then on top of it, corona is hiding that one, and then on top of that, the racial George Floyd and all the rest of the Brooks and all them people is on top of that. And so all these things, if you look at them at their bare, at the essential part of all of these things are to show people that one thing, that we're all in this together. Corona, we're all in together, right? And there's no respect for persons or socioeconomic background, right? And neither is addiction. Addiction is, I mean, you could be a doctor, lawyer, and in chief. You know, a lot of people
There's
are
no
addicted.
classification
you
between
know?
your mental health and your suicide and your addiction and your racism and your. I mean, where do you start to break down your?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
everybody's got a something, you know,
Yeah,
where you're
find your core.
something.
Sunday, this on the 5th comes up. It's the anniversary of my mom passing, and she actually took her last breath in my arms. And I want to go visit her grave on Sunday, but with the virus, I'm like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. How about those people whose loved ones are dying in the hospital and they couldn't even go see them on their deathbed?
You're talking about that this
I'm glad you
morning.
mentioned that because today I heard Memorial Hospital and Lakewood Ranch, they're allowing one person in if you have a loved one in there.
Oh, they did lift some restrictions.
So if you guys do have a loved one there, I don't know if you have to be on a special list. You still have to go through the precautions. They take your temperature, mask, etc. But they're allowing one person. Go see
Yeah.
that person. If you know someone's in there, go freaking see them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, Judy. I know. We had a good friend of ours pass away at the 5 o'clock club. Anyway, I don't know what we were talking about then, but anyway, the reality is that we've got to figure out how we take the richest country in the world and make it that. You know, and richness is it's not about money, and that's a mistake that's being made. The richness that is America is the opportunity to start with nothing and build a empire, if you would, or a stable living for your family. You know what I mean? To be able to go to school and graduate and you know do better than the previous generations. You know. Right now, what we need to be focusing on is how we get to a point where we're civil again, where our morals are what's important, not a dollar. See, a dollar is just a piece of paper. Okay, it's a medium of exchange. You know, but what you can't buy is compassion. You can't buy empathy. You can't buy love. You know. You can't buy peace. You can't buy all the good stuff. The good stuff, the real good stuff, you give it away. You know, and if you give it away, then it comes back to you. But it usually comes back to you tenfold. You know, so I don't know. This is what I like to call it. I like to call it intellectual internal re-engineering. You know, this is the time when you turn in and look inside your heart and look inside your soul, you know, because that soul is the connection to our God and whatever God may mean to you. What I like to call it is good, orderly direction. Good, orderly direction. G-O-D. Good, orderly direction, because that's all God wants from you. Listen, thank you, Don. Everything comes at you at the right time. Be patient. Just stay, like Daddy used to say, stay in your lane. You know, stay in your lane and have an expectant heart. You know, expect the best. You know, otherwise you're blocking it out. You know.
Don't let yourself be the one thing that gets in your
Get
way.
in your own way.
Get out your way.
My mom always told me, only drive as fast as your guardian angels can fly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't listen very well.
Huh?
Well, obviously you did, but
Hey, I could fly.
you
When I got hit, I could fly. It was that landing. That
Yeah. Yeah.
Gravity.
Judy was talking about that night that my friend died. I didn't have your truck. I was going to say I had your truck. It was not. But my friend died, and I swear I got pulled over 3 times trying to get there because my license was expired. Okay, I got a license now, but back then my license was expired. So you know, my stuff was not together, so I couldn't blame them. But I finally got there. You know, they leave, I take off running. They pull me back over. You know, but again, I didn't end up dead.
but did you die?
Well, and that truck like stood out like a sore thumb. It was
my
like,
God. That was the best truck ever. But anyway, so yeah, everybody's got their own experience, guys, and maintain that. Maintain an understanding that, you know, your experience is going to be different. I got pulled over one time, and swear to God, they asked me to blow, right? And they said, if you blow, and even if you end up over the limit, this is back when I was drinking, even if you end up over the limit, we just want to see what you blow. We'll let you go, as long as you got somebody come and get you. And I blew, and I was over the limit, and they let me go. Joy came and got me. You know, and there was, I was there by myself with two officers. I ain't die, and I'm not saying that these guys that died deserve it or whatever. God knows I'm not saying. I'm saying that there are different experiences for everybody. That's all I'm
but
saying.
you were probably respectful, etc. Not
Always.
why'd you pull me over,
I
or
didn't
whatever
resist
else, or
arrest
give me
or
that
whatever.
gun.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
resist
Can I
arrest.
have the rabbit's foot?
Whatever. I mean, I'm talking about several times, and I hate to say it, but I'm talking about several times. This is back when I was, a rebel. But these days, I'm not.
Apparently in my truck.
But yeah, everybody's got their own experience, guys. And make yours a good one. Make yours a good one. You know, first of all, don't drink and drive. Okay. In fact, don't do drugs and drive. Because if you get pulled over and they detect it, then they already, I mean, and this is the craziest thing, right? Have you been to the store lately? And every time you go to the store, there's a car there that reefer, like we used to call it, reefer is just flowing out the windows. It's like you just tried to get pulled over.
Now that we're on the bike most of the time, we're just riding down the road and I'm like, it's
Yeah,
just
that's-
loud
yeah,
everywhere. I'm
wow,
like,
that's some weed.
everywhere. I'm just like,
It was a couple months ago, and me and Chrissy ran to the store. We're going back, and like you were saying, we're just coming out the windows, and it was like, and the person they were swerving, and about 2 minutes later, woo, here comes the popo, swatting them over.
I'm like, well, damn, you don't wonder why.
Yeah,
And then they come up to the car and you roll down the window.
it's a Cheech and Chong movie going on. Yeah,
Right. Dude needs a donut all of a sudden.
Like,
Yeah,
well, hell, you don't have to smoke. Just go park next to them.
Yeah. Let's all be responsible, guys. Let's take responsibility for our own actions. Okay, let's stop with the blaming everybody else for our stuff. You know, if
Own
it is
your-
to be, it's up to me. Yeah.
Own
your
up to
shit.
it.
Own your shit. Let's
Own your
call it.
shit.
We're saying it. Own your shit. Addition by subtraction. You know,
Equals.
subtract the kidding yourself. You know, stop kidding yourself. Take that out of the equation. Oh, Don's found one that I ain't put on there. Okay. Imagine how incredible you'd be 1 year from now if you stopped fantasizing about a better life and started actively building one. Actively started building one. Amen.
There becomes your equal sign.
Yeah. You know what they say, right? They say that a question mark is an exclamation point when you straighten it out.
Is it now? Is that what you learned today?
Yeah. A question mark is an exclamation point when you straighten it out. So let's change that. This is no question. Let's exclaim. We're changing today, not tomorrow, but today. Okay. I gotta tell you, I pass on the story from Pastor. So there was this young man, right, high school student, and you know how most of us are men and us rambunctious. Delinquent types are in high school. We were in school, but we weren't there most of the time, you know. But the young man's mother insisted. She knew he was messing up because he was getting the notes and all that home. But the young man's mother insisted that he take an SAT test, and he did. And they got the results back, and he scored like 1,400 or something. And I think it's 1,600 is the high or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And so, bang! Automatically, it's like, oh my God, maybe I should go to school. I'm kind of smart. So he started going to school, and the teacher started paying attention, and his grades started going up, and he graduated with high honors, and went on to college, and graduated college, and got out of college, and worked his way up through a company, and became CEO, and then one day in the mail he got a letter from the SAT board. And on that SAT board, they told him, well, unfortunately, there's certain times when our variations happen in our test, and sometimes the results are screwed up, and you just happen to be one of them. Your real score was 740. But what's the point there, right? When he was
Got his mindset.
got his mindset to think, oh my God, I'm smart. Wait a minute. Let me do right. Let me go. The same thing with addiction, guys. It's the exact same thing. Believe that you are clean and sober. Believe that you are one of the brightest people on the planet. Because you know what I find out about addicts? More often than not, they are. They are some of the smartest, intelligent, most caring people on the planet. And what happens, because I remember when I used to sit in the third grade, and the people are still, everybody's trying to figure it out. I've looked at it and figured out, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking out the window bored. You know what I mean? And think, what's wrong with these dummies? You know, and so I was kind of, those people are kind of like it, that boredom. You try to find a way to fill that void, and then you start self-medicating, and then that's what happens, and you forget that bright, brilliant student that you used to be. You forget that bubbly comedian type you used to be. You forget that when they used to parade you in front of all their friends and stuff, and have you singing songs and doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and how great you were at that.
Well, I think if you get lost in active addiction young, you lose yourself. Period.
A friend of mine, she had her 18th birthday last week. She's in rehab right now. She was in the hospital for her 18th birthday. Thought she had corona. The doctor said, no, you don't have the corona. Don't worry, it's only AIDS. Because she was using them and walking on the streets.
Yeah.
It's only AIDS. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a cure for that now. Or we got something that you're not contagious anymore.
If
at least.
you had insurance and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to have insurance, and you
Sorry
know what?
to hear that.
Yeah, and you know, and so there are a lot of things that need to be figured out, and I think that this right now is the time that is happening. This is the time for us to figure it all out. We got plenty of time earlier. We had 2 months to contemplate, and we talked about it the whole time we were doing the recovery. We talked about it. Now's the time to do that intellectual, internal re-engineering, get it together, come back out, because a lot of people that are in active addiction, that were working in the entertainment industry or the hospitality industry or hotel industry or wherever it was, those jobs went away. Some of them are not ever coming back.
No, they work for like a week, 2 weeks, and then it's back out again. The bar's all closed again. They're like, yeah. So I put them back on the waiting list for their unemployment. So they hold back the first 2 weeks, etc. So they're going to go a month without making any money.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So I think it's up to us, guys. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. It's up to us. I believe you're gonna see a whole bunch of grassroots, and you're gonna see one coming right out of the recovery room here. That we're gonna find people that have the necessary what do you call it, expendable income, that we can help people ourselves. We don't have to wait for the government to do it. We don't have to wait for anybody to do it. We have to take the mantle ourselves and do it ourselves. And I believe that that's how it's going to happen.
well, that's one reason why. Yesterday I got a friend of mine. He traps the pigs that destroy the golf courses. So I get them for like $10 each, no matter how big they are. And they're already like close to 50 pounds right now. But I can easily feed a couple hundred people off of one pig. And I got 4 of them now, so I mean I'll be able to feed a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's I looked at the grill while I was out there today, saying, "Oh yeah, we got to fire that bad boy back
Yeah,
up." The
yeah.
grill that almost killed me.
Almost.
Jesus Christ, he's talking about me knocking his tooth out. He almost took my whole head off.
This will be a blast.
Yep.
We'll tell that story another time.
We already did once or twice before.
Another
But
time.
but speaking of different stories, so the other day I was playing drums and T came out and was videoing them today.
I got plans for those. I ain't just videotaping for nothing.
And then today I was out there cutting the grass in Mayaca, and he,
Yeah.
it seems like just yesterday
Yeah,
I was,
yeah.
well, I couldn't even get out of my
He
vehicle.
wouldn't be on no lawnmower, I tell you that.
I could physically, I could not get myself out of my own truck to sit in my wheelchair. He would have to pick me up and set me down.
So
I couldn't
don't
get him
give
from
up,
his
folks.
bed to his.
Toilet.
Don't give up,
You know.
folks. Don't give up. Never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up. You know, I gotta tell you. Let me do this. I gotta find it again. I meant to put it on. I didn't, Don. I meant to put it on the.
And speaking of good quotes, if you guys have good quotes, send them
start
our
sending
way.
them, sending them over. Yeah.
You guys do some homework.
Help us here. Okay. I wish I can flash this on the screen, but I'm just going to read it because I'm going to read this every day until you get it, Bueller.
Bueller. Oh.
Our deepest fear is going to be on the fast drive tomorrow, Don. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, because that's what we tend to think, right? We tend to think that we're not so good. That's what we fear. We fear that we're not so good.
Insecurity.
No. Yeah. No, it's not true. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. And that's scary. I mean, when you stop and think about it, it's scary to think how much power you really have and how little you use. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. And you see, when you got those people out there that are having a problem with the word or the concept about Jesus, you just got to understand that you're just a sibling. Jesus was a man, a child of God, and so are you. So you're a sibling of Jesus. And so just look at what the man did. Forget about all the rest of the world conquering and all that kind of crazy stuff. Christian revolutions and why I can't get into that. Get into the fact that the man was just about love. Okay? There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. Shrinking the fit, they call it, right? We are all meant to shine as children do, as we were just talking about, right? When you have that point in your life when you are aglow. When that teacher asks you, little Johnny, what do you want to be when you grow up? And little Johnny says, I want to be president. That's a shoot for the moon thing. But as Daddy used to always say, shoot for the moon, but if you miss, you can grab a star and you still did good. Right?
I'll take it.
Okay. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. Hello? The glory of God that is within us. Good orderly direction comes from inside. Because God is in us. You hear that little still small voice. Most of us ignore it the majority of the time. And we go and do the other thing. And we get the consequences of that. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And see, clearly it said our presence does. It didn't say what we say to people. It didn't say the words that we use. It says that our presence alone. They used to say God wanted us to go and preach the gospel and when necessary use words, meaning that when we show up, how we interact is how we are preaching. That's our gospel, according to T-Bone.
The book of T-Bone.
The book of T-Bone. So, what's going on, guys?
I'll take it.
What's on your mind? I know. I saw that. I could tell when her brain started spinning.
Commercial time.
Commercial time.
Woo!
That's a good call.
She's like-
Created to connect our brave men and women of the armed forces, first responders, and medical personnel to our community of businesses and services that honored their service. POWarriors.com, protecting our warriors who protect us.
Spice up your next event with the Hammock Haven Experience. To find out more, go to thehammockhaven.com or call 941-201-5226. The Hammock Haven. Chillax a minute.
It's frozen. Yeah, we sure would like to thank our sponsors for, and especially here at the Old Nico's Farmers Market. That's where we've got our studio set up here in Old Nico's Farmers Market. It's going to be a great place. They'll be opening soon, an open air market in beautiful Bradenton, Florida.
Going to be very, very
It's going to
cool.
be very, very cool. So we want to thank those guys. You guys got a couple of quotes, ending quotes or something, and any thoughts that you'd like to share with the fam?
Just with the amount of people that there's like 10,000 new cases in Florida one day, 8,000 day before, etc. Guys, still wash your hands. Still be smart about it.
Yeah.
Don't wear your freaking mask while you're driving down the road.
Yeah, please.
If
You
you're
look
gonna-
real stupid.
If you're going to catch it from yourself, you already got
Yeah,
it.
no, what you're
Yeah.
gonna do is give yourself the flu.
But
Good
ju-
point, Sean.
Yeah.
It does look stupid. I seen a dude going. I was going across the bridge. I seen a dude on one of them, which is stupid anyway. I don't understand these lie down bicycles. You know?
You ever sit in one and ride one?
No.
It feels you're like
I know.
whoa,
But-
like a
but-
duck out of water.
Well, worse than that, he had a mask on. He's laid backwards by himself on a bicycle going over the bridge with a mask on.
Do you feel like you're suffocating or
Yeah,
drowning?
I'm like,
or...
guys, let's keep it real. I'm not political about this thing. I believe masks are what they are, but sometimes there's nobody around. Just remember, you're by yourself.
And if you're trying to, I'm gonna look cool, and it's no.
Maybe
Just,
it's a good day to get some fresh air. It might sound like you need it.
Yeah, take the mask off when nobody's around. I like to see your smiling face.
Save yourself. Get some air.
Yeah, I love you guys.
love you guys. Peace out.
Hey, listen, it's not your aptitude; it's your attitude that determines your altitude.
There we go.
And
Wash your hands.
and so it is. Wash your hands, boy.
There you go.
That's what Mama used to say, right? Wash your hands, boy.
All the time.
Well, the other day I was talking with Andrew. We were driving by a bunch of different.
You sailed away and left me with nothing to say. You already knew I would come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me, but you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me, but you did not. So I fell asleep